Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. But guys, week 11 of the WBE, the Minnesota Vikavolts are taking on the Nuzleafs. I totally said that wrong. And Coach Automatic, and we are taking them on for week 11, as I said. I do have to just let you guys know that I am battling at 8 a.m. in the morning, and this is the earliest I think I've ever done a draft league battle, so you gotta bear with me. I've been awake for a while, but this is just a really early time for me to battle. But we had to work with some tough scheduling this week. I was gone for a few days, and he's got like work and other stuff going on. So we're gonna throw down right now. We've got a pretty interesting team. You can check out our team builder if you haven't done that yet. It's in the description below to find out exactly which sets I'm bringing and why I am bringing them. And our match against the Nuzleafs should be pretty interesting. We're sitting in a nice and solid 8 wins and 2 losses. We've officially made playoffs, but now we're fighting for a good seed for the playoffs. The Nuzleafs took over mid-season for another coach, and they're sitting at 3-7. However, they've only won 1 game of their like 5 games they played since it joined. I think I battled Auto another time in a different league, but I don't necessarily remember too well. So it should be a pretty interesting matchup nevertheless. He's got a really good team, and actually, I think his team actually has some pretty good matchups against me. I think that Latios is going to be a problem. Cavalion can be really annoying. And Mega CAMERUPT, believe it or not, is actually much better than I think I thought it was. It's very powerful, man. Those Sheer Force boosted Fire Blast can be really strong. So make sure you guys hit that like button down below to show your love for the Vikavolts, man. I want to see 2,000 likes. You guys absolutely crushed it on the last one. You guys seem to really like that last battle against In Vivid Color. If you haven't seen that yet, I recommend you check it out. But I just wanted to mention one thing from that battle. There was a lot of comments that were like, aDrive, he was not Life Orb Nidoking. Life Orb gives you damage every time you attack. And so many people said I was wrong in assuming that the Nidoking was Life Orb because it never showed damage from the Life Orb. For those who don't know, the mechanic of Sheer Force, which is Nidoking and Nidoqueen's ability, means that if there's a secondary move effect, then it removes the secondary move effect. So when a Sheer Force Nidoking goes for Earth Power, it boosts the power of the Earth Power and it removes the chance for Earth Power to drop Special Defense. If you give a Sheer Force Pokemon a Life Orb, it removes the secondary effect of the Life Orb as well if you use a move with a secondary effect. So if Nidoking goes for Life Orb Earth Power, it boosts the power of Earth Power and removes the Life Orb recoil damage as a secondary effect of Sheer Force. If it went for something like Focus Blast or something like Hidden Power Grass, you would then see the reduction of recoil because those Pokemon do not have secondary effects, which means Sheer Force does not activate, which means that the Life Orb does do damage to the Pokemon holding it. So that's just a mechanic that I've known in competitive for a long time. I've used Nidoking and Queen quite extensively in the past, so I knew based on damage calcs that Nidoking was indeed Life Orb, or so it seemed to be. A lot of people just assumed that I had no idea what I was doing, but no, it was Life Orb, guys. So that's just a mechanic for any of you guys learning for battling. Nidoking and Nidoqueen are very popular Life Orb users because they don't have to have that damage from the Life Orb because of their Sheer Force ability. So I just wanted to cover that because there's a lot of people who didn't know that mechanic, and it's all good. We're here to teach too. So anyway, I'm gonna get online, I'm gonna get connected with Auto and hopefully not butcher his name too much, and then we're gonna throw down for this matchup. Again, Team Builder has all the info you need. Hit that like button, subscribe, I'm gonna get connected. Let's jump into it. Let's go. Let's get the energy level up. Let's wake up a little bit and let's do this. Alright guys, we are connected here with Auto. We're going to find out exactly which 6 Pokemon he's going to be bringing. There's a few like different things that he could be bringing outside of the 6 that I have on the screen. I can definitely see him trying to mix Salazzle, Yanmega, Tangela, or Volibee, his other 4 Pokemon. I think Volibee is very unlikely. I do think Yanmega is unlikely, but I do think Tangela and Salazzle could be brought. I do feel like my team can handle all of those things. He's got a tough matchup though, because he's got to kind of deal with a handful of different threats that I could potentially bring. Like, I'm obviously not bringing Skarmory, which I expect Auto to think that I'm bringing, because it can kind of check the Lati, it can kind of check the Clefable if it's not carrying Flamethrower, it slows down the Cavalion really well. Venusaur I actually feel like has an okay matchup in some regards as well, so I think that Clefable might try to fit Flamethrower on this set. I didn't bring Passimian because I just didn't think it was very good this matchup. Would have had to have been Choice Scarf, and I'd probably be just locking myself into close combats into Clefable and Lati, so that wouldn't have been good. But let's see what he's going to bring. He does bring the Salazzle, does bring the CAMERUPT, does not bring Slowbro, is that the one thing? So just Salazzle over Slowbro, which I'm actually, I think, okay with, because Slowbro is kind of annoying. It actually makes my Talonflame, like, way better. So let me see here. CAMERUPT, Raikou, Latios, Cavalion, Salazzle, and Clefable. So that's exactly pretty much what I expected. So my lead here is he does have the CAMERUPT, which means that my Manectric cannot just freely Volt Switch around. It is probably my best matchup early game is to lead Manectric. I think Gary has an okay matchup as well against a lot of different things. But I think we're just going to lead with our Manectric. I think it's got the best matchup if he tries to get up hazards. 2 potential hazard setters. the Cobalion and the Clefable. I do have Hidden Power Water for CAMERUPT, which may or may not one-shot depending on his spread. Salazzle's definitely pretty annoying, but I think that we can work around that. I think Manectric's just a pretty good lead here. It's actually pretty good in this matchup in general, so I'm going to lock that in. I'm going to lock in Manectric lead here. A couple things is Kyurem's really important for Clefable. If it's Calm Mind Clefable, I need my Kyurem to be around. Raikou, if it's Calm Mind as well, Kyurem kind of does the same thing there. Really need that to be good. Earth Power on Kyurem was the right call. I was debating in the team builder, Earth Power versus Ice Beam or whatever, but I think that that's going to be the right call, at least on preview here. So let's see what he leads with. Hopefully not CAMERUPT. He's going to lead Tesla. I think that's the Raikou. So that's fine with me. My play is just Volt Switch out, I think. It could just bring the CAMERUPT in, but I'm okay with that. I think my opponent wants to probably just Volt Switch out as well. So we'll see the pressure. It is a Shiny Raikou, which means that there's a chance that it could be carrying the, we have to keep in mind, there's a chance that it could be carrying the, what's the move I'm thinking of? Aura Sphere. That's something to note, is it could have Aura Sphere. So I have to make a decision here. Do I want to go for a Signal Beam and predict the, switch shot here? If I could do like 30% to him, if I want to Signal Beam him. Not really that much. If CAMERUPT comes out though, and I hit CAMERUPT with a Signal Beam, then I can promptly one-shot the CAMERUPT later on with HP Water. The worst thing he does to me is probably like Shadow Ball me. Although if he Calm Minds, I don't want to be in against that. So it's like, do I Volt Switch or do I Signal Beam here? Signal Beam also reveals kind of my plays for later. I think they're just gonna either Volt Switch. I think I kind of want to just Signal Beam and get damage off. I'm gonna Signal Beam here in case they switch. He's gonna stay in, so Volt Switch is probably my better play, but at the same time, I don't really know what this thing wants to do, so I think I'm just gonna go, like, we're just gonna go for Signal Beam here, kind of find out, you know, how much damage this is gonna do. If he's Rash, I can kind of find out that as well. So let's kind of see here. Little Signal Beam damage here, should do about 20 to 30%. It does a lot, and he's gonna go for Extra Sensory, so it tells me that he's probably Rash. And we did take very little from that. Let me just double check that calc, but I believe that shows me that he's Rash. So Manectric versus Raikou. Let me just see. It's definitely offensive. We did about what I expect. Yeah, I mean, he could be Rash though. So for those who don't know, Rash, if it's Rash, it has to, whatchamacallit? Let me just look at Extra Sensory here. 38 to 44. He could be Rash, but not fully invested. I kind of want to just Volt Switch. I can just Volt Switch into Florges and get a Moonblast off, so let's do that. A Volt Switch here. Yeah, we're just Volt Switch. I've already got this thing a little weakened though, which is good. It's in range for Drill Run now. I don't know if it's Rash or not. If I see Aura Sphere, then we know it's Rash. So this is going to bring him down to about that 50% mark. It's actually about 45%. And I think he is Aura Sphere Raikou. So I'm going to go into Nightshade here, which is my Florges. And we'll see what he wants to do. He's going to go for Extra Sensory again. Okay, that shouldn't do very much at all, really. Doesn't do much. Okay. Leftovers activates. So now I have to think, do I think he's going to go for the Volt Switch here? I'm going to switch out, though, and go into Gary. Because I feel like... Do I want to go Gary? I think Salazzle comes in. Would be my guess. I think Salazzle comes in. But how do I want to handle that? Do I want to predict that? Do I just want to Moonblast the Salazzle? Like, I don't want to allow the Salazzle to come in for free because it's, like, such a problem for me. I think I just go Gary. Like, Gary's really important in this match, but I think I could work with it. So let's go Gary here and kind of see what he wants to do. Does he show the Volt Switch? I mean, we got him down pretty low. I mean, I got him to 45. So he's going to Volt Switch here, I'm sure. I don't think Hidden Power comes off. I think we're going to see a Volt Switch. So there's the Volt Switch. So we're getting some pretty good intel on this thing. And now he's got to either switch out or let his dude go down here. So I just Earthquake. I could lose my Rindo Berry, but I think we just Earthquake. Or I predict the Hidden Power Grass, slash the switch out into Laddie and go back into Raiden. Which is kind of a cool play. I kind of like that play, actually. I kind of like that play. So, let's see here. If my opponent wants to attack what's in front of it, it'd be Hidden Power Grass. Or just a hard switch out. Those are the two plays. And if you switch out, you predict the Earthquake and either go Clefable or Lottie. I don't want to go into Talonflame right now. I think it's just Earthquake, to be honest. Or Toxic, predicting the stay-in. But I could just Earthquake and knock him out, and then I get rid of this thing. I think I want to go Raiden here. Because if Lottie comes out... Do I want to go Raiden? I just don't knock him out with one more hit, though. That's the problem. Or do I just make the safe play an Earthquake? I think I make the safe play an Earthquake. Yeah, that's an Earthquake. I think we're going to get hit with the Hidden Power Grass. No, just hard switch. Okay. Into Lottie. Justin Bieber. That's the Clefable. Okay. So, had a feeling that Clefable was definitely one of the potential switch-ins here. Not surprised to see that. But it's fine. I'll get some damage off on it. We're going to hit it pretty hard. That actually shows me that might be a more offensive Clefable. We don't see leftovers. So let me see how much that should have done. Yeah, it's definitely not physically defensive. So we did a lot of damage to him. Might be specially defensive. Or offensive Life Orb. I think I'm going to just go Kyurem though, because I could just go for the Z move at this point. Or Substitute. And just do a lot of damage to something. Or I go Fox and just start Brave Birding things in before rocks. Yeah, I like that play. Let's actually go Talonflame here, a little safer. And I can just start Brave Birding things. I'll lose my priority on Gale Wings, but I'm okay with that. Here comes the Toxic. That's actually fine with me. I'm not really super concerned about Toxic. And I've got the Clefable actually pretty weakened here. So I'm in a situation where I could just start Brave Birding, I think. Because the Clefable's sitting at about 70%. Say 70%. I think I just Brave Bird. Because if it's not physically defensive, which I don't think it is based on the damage, unless I missed the crit. Like it was a crit and I didn't see it, which is possible. There's no leftovers, so I'm thinking it's not super offensive. So I'm just going to Brave Bird here because we have a chance to knock it out. U-turn would be a really nice play, but I think I just Brave Bird, dude. We get so much damage off, and I don't think he's going to have a way to hit my Talonflame. So I feel like he's going to be forced to switch out and take a Brave Bird or something, and I can two-shot the Raikou. So there's the switch. So Brave Bird's going to do a lot of damage to whatever comes in. It is going to be the Raikou, and we're going to be able to get rid of this Raikou right now, which is pretty big. That was one of the things that was kind of annoying for my Kyurem if it was Z move. We don't know what move it was, but 2 Brave Birds here is going to do a lot of damage if the first one doesn't just knock it out. I think the first one actually just knocks it out. It's going to be close, though. It almost does. Take some recoil damage. We'll take some poison damage, but I can just freely Brave Bird again, and we're okay with that. So we'll just Brave Bird again, and that should be the first KO. Because my opponent doesn't really have a good switch in here, and Talonflame just kind of puts in some work. So, yeah. Talonflame kills Raikou with Brave Bird. Alright, so we got rid of Raikou. And one of the most important things about that is my Gastron still has its Rindo Berry intact, and I got rid of Raikou. So that's pretty big. Take a little bit of poison here. Probably gonna have to switch out now. But we'll see. Whatever comes in could very well be Choice Scarf. You have to keep that in mind. So I could also see Cobalion coming in, potentially to set hazards. I don't really have the best switch-ins to Cobalion, so you have to kind of keep that in mind. But that was a pretty good first set of exchanges. Here comes Eon. That is going to be the Lottie. I do feel like this thing is Choice Scarfed. I really do. My play is Florges. I have to go Florges here, I think. So we're going to go Florges. I think he's going to be Scarfed, but we'll find out right now if he's Scarfed Psyshock. He goes for Psyshock. That was a very obvious play. I think this is Scarfed. Should do about half. Does about half. I think we could live another one, so I could just Moonblast. Or I could Wish if I think he's going to switch. I think I just Moonblast, though. Like, what's the switch in? The switch in would be Salazzle. So I think I just... I mean, Moonblast is kind of nice, too, though. I think I definitely live. I don't know if they go for the damage roll, though, on the KO. The problem is my switch-ins to this thing are going to be very limited. I do think this thing's Choice Scarfed. I mean, Moonblast is a pretty nice play, though, just in general. Because, I mean, I break whatever the item in the Salazzle is. Or I just Wish. Salazzle comes in, I Wish, and then I can kind of get something in for free. I think I just Moonblast, dude. I think I'm just going to make the safe Moonblast play. In case my opponent stays in. He does not, though. I think that is Choice Scarf, though. Which I do have problems with, man. I'm not going to lie. I have a lot of problems with Choice Scarf. On that thing. So we'll hit the... Oh, dude, that was big damage there. That actually looks like another one could knock it out. This is like offensive Clefable or something. I think I'm just going to Moonblast again. I think we... I don't know if I outspeed, but Because it may be speed invested Clefable with like taunt or something. We're gonna find out right now, aren't we? I'm gonna just Moonblast though. It very well could be speed invested Clefable because it's not fully bulky. But I've got this thing down to like 35%, so all I've seen is Toxic on it. Yeah, the problem is, the Laddie is definitely a problem. We are faster. This should knock it out based on the previous damage. I do feel like this does get the KO here. And it does. Nice, dude. That's really good. So, Florges kills Clefable with Moonblast. So, good start for us. I'm sure Salazzle hits the field now. I gotta figure out how do I deal with that thing. Salazzle could be Z. I don't know. I have to make a decision on whether how I handle my Gastrodon at this point. What I do with my Manectric. I mean, there's definitely some tough situations here to decide. I do think that Laddie is Choice Scarf, which is very scary. But Kyurem can live a hit. So here comes Slytherin. That is going to be the Salazzle. I think I go Gastro. Or I sack off my Talonflame. But Talonflame does come in and just gets to Brave Bird something. Like every time. Including this thing. So I guess the question is, do I need Gastrodon at this point? Can I beat Cobalion without Gastrodon? I think so. So I think I just go Gastro. It's kind of risky because I think my opponent very well could go for Hidden Power Grass here. But this is a play I have to make. And I understand that if my opponent Hidden Power Grasses, then I'm kind of in a rough spot. But, you know, they're in a situation. There's a Hidden Power Grass, so really good play there. I'm not surprised. Like, my opponent's behind. So I feel like they're in a situation where they feel like they got to make a play. I actually feel like I live another one, though. I'm at 139, and it's Life Orb. Okay, so it's good to know it's Life Orb. So we're in a situation where I think I do live another one, though. I'm at 139 at a 217. So I took 36, right? I took 36, 26, 36, 36. So, no, I do not live another one. I do not live another one. Do I keep Gastrodon or do I just... I can go Night King here and Earth Power. I take some big damage, so I don't know if I like that play. So I just let Gyarados go down. And then go into... Remus? Nah. This is tough. What's my least used member? I actually feel like my least used member is going to be... Why do I feel like it's Raiden right now? Why do I feel like it's Raiden? Yeah, I'm gonna go Raiden, I think. This is kind of a risky play. I don't want to take damage on Kyurem. I think going into Raiden here is the better play. I don't know if my opponent just hidden powers or what they do. I might have just made a big mistake, but we're gonna find out in a second, aren't we? Let's find out. Hidden power, okay. So it's gonna do a lot of damage, but I'm living, so, and I know I'm faster. So I can freely, actually I could probably Hidden Power Water here. Or Volt Switch. Volt Switch looks like it would KO. Hidden Power Water comes really close. So I can Volt Switch or I can Hidden Power Water. Kind of like the Hidden Power Water play. In case CAMERUPT comes in. I don't think Laddie comes in, and if it does, I get chip damage on it, so it's not a big deal. Then it has to lock into something. So I think I Hidden Power Water and hope I get the KO. Go CAMERUPT. Laddie's kind of a risky switch in. There's the switch into what? CAMERUPT? Eon. Yeah, I wanted the Signal Beam, dude. It was just too risky. Okay, so this thing comes out. I go for the Hidden Power Water. Pretty obvious. I get to confirm this thing's Choice Scarf right now, though, and that's exactly what we're going to do. I want to confirm it's Choice Scarf, so I'm going to go for the Signal Beam. Right? Do I have any reason to stay in here? I can sacrifice... No, I think keeping Talonflame around is still worth it, because locking into Brave Bird is really good. Still. I guess the question is, do I think Manectric is better, or do I think Talonflame's better here? I feel like Manectric's better. Because Manectric beats Salazzle, Cobalion, Talonflame. I mean, I have the HP Water for CAMERUPT. Maybe I sack Talonflame. I mean, I think he Psyshocks anyway, regardless. So I guess the question is, do I keep Manectric or do I keep Talonflame? I think I keep Manectric. I think I'm going to keep Manectric. I'm going to sack off Talonflame here. The reason why I'm making this move is because Manectric has infinite turns to attack if it can't be attacked, whereas Talonflame goes down regardless. So here comes the side shot again. So Latios kills Talonflame. Side shot. Alright, we're still making the assumption this thing is choice scarfed. So I think I go into my I think I go into my Kyurem here. And if he drops a Draco, then I made a really big misplay. That's really what that comes down to. But I think I'm in a situation where I could just go for the free shock, probably. Or substitute. So, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to go Night King. Or I go Nightshade and Moonblast. But I think Night King's the play. Alright. The one downside of not stacking my Manectric there is that I don't know what this thing's item is. And if I mispredict here, I probably am going to be in a really bad spot. I am going to make the assumption here. Actually, do I just Z? I feel like I just Z, dude. Like, worst case scenario, I bop the Cobalion for like 50%. I think I just Z. Yeah, I'm just going to Sub-Zero Slammer. I want to substitute right now, but all I need to do is weaken the Cobalion down for Lycanroc. So, he's going to switch out, so we're going to just Z move into probably Cobalion. Yeah, Justice. That's the Cobalion. So I wanted to sub and then Earth Power, but it's not Balloon. Okay, so we're going to chunk this thing for like 50%. That's fine. That's fine. So Cobalion's going to get pretty weakened here. That's good for me. He's going to take about 50%. And again, that was just the damage I needed to allow Drill Run to knock it out on the revenge kill. And here comes the Sub-Zero Slammer. And we can just dent this thing. And it's gonna do, like I said, like 50%. So it does a little bit more than that. Okay, cool. So we got this thing weakened. Now what do I want to do? I think I sack Gary here. Right? And then we sack Gary. He's got Cobalion, Scarflaty, Salazzle. Volt switch. I think I go Gary and sack off Gary. Although if he gets up rocks, that could be really problematic for me, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah, I think I just go Gary. Because I need to keep Florges around just in case I need to Moonblast Salati late game. So, yeah. I think he has to just close combat here. But we'll see. He's gonna Z. I know where Z is, so it's fight Z. So Cobalion kills Gastrodon with fight Z. Okay. So there goes Gastrodon. This game is not gone according to plan yet, but it's not. We're not in the worst situation. I gotta see how much does Sucker Punch do from Lycanroc to Latios. So we make the right play there. We actually do like one shot depending on his spread, so like that's really good. Okay, I think I just go I can go Manectric here and Volt Switch, which is pretty solid. Or I go Remus and Drill Run. If I Drill Run, we pretty much hit everything, so I actually think Remus is really good here because it's gonna two-shot the CAMERUPT. It does bring the CAMERUPT in though. That's not the end of the world. So yeah, I think we just go Remus and Drill Run. Or do I go... I just want to make sure I make the most optimal play here. So there is a chance to miss Drill Run. If I go Raiden and I Volt Switch, or T-Bolt, I'm in a good spot there. Just gotta think of all these pieces and like what the best approach is gonna be. Yeah, because I just need a little bit of chip damage off on the Laddie. And I don't think CAMERUPT comes out. And if CAMERUPT comes out on Raiden, is that a big deal? Or Remus, I mean, the chance of a Drill Run missing is very low. And if I Drill Run, I definitely knock him out. And I put him in a situation where he can't go Laddie because I can knock him out with Sucker Punch. Drill Run definitely knocks him out. I think I go Raiden here. And just Volt Switch. Or just T-Bolt, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna go Manectric. The reason I'm going Manectric is because I want to get that. I almost want to lure out the Laddie and get that extra damage because it allows me to Sucker Punch, which I think is worth it. And I don't think CAMERUPT just comes out right now, so I'm just gonna Volt Switch. Yeah, I'm just gonna Volt Switch. He's gonna switch out. Does he go CAMERUPT this time? Yeah, he's gonna go into CAMERUPT this time, so good plays there. So I can Hidden Power Water and get this thing really low. Because I'm at the situation where everything is like really low enough for Lycanroc. So I think I just Hidden Power Water here. Or hard switch into Night King to take whatever hit he goes for, and then I can just Earth Power for damage. And then Raiden comes in and starts Volt Switch or Hidden Power Waters. Sack that off. No. I mean, Night King is really good. I don't necessarily want it to take too much damage because it does beat stuff. There's a chance Hidden Power Water just beats Camel as well. If I go Night King, I can take a hit. I can then fire off a Hidden Power, or an Earth Power rather, do a lot of damage. Raiden comes in and then it gets to freely Hidden Power. That could bait in the Laddie. Laddie comes in. No, I don't want that. Alright, we're just gonna go for the Hidden Power here, I think, and let this thing go down. Because Lycanroc beats what's left aside from Laddie. We're gonna Hidden Power Water and just get damage off. It has a chance to KO depending on the spread. If he ran any speed on this CAMERUPT, or anything other than full HP, then we actually have a chance to KO here. So let's see what he's gonna do. Let's see how much it does. It might knock him out. Just short. Okay, and he goes for Earth Power. Okay. So CAMERUPT kills Manectric with Earth Power. Okay. Alright. Okay. So now I'm in a situation where Lycanroc does come in here and put in some work. I could also bring in Night King. I think Night King baits in Cobalion though. Whereas Remus just does his thing. Let me think about this. So if I go Night King, I knock him out. The problem is this damage roll on this Laddie is like super scary because if I don't get the damage roll, I'm in trouble. I mean, sort of, right? Alright, I think my best play is to go into Lycanroc here. This is gonna bring Laddie out. This is gonna be such a close game, dude. I don't like this game right now. Okay, I think I just Excel Rock. I think I Excel Rock. Lycanroc versus CAMERUPT. Pretty sure Excel Rock just kills. I mean, it should. Yeah, we just Excel Rock then. I'm gonna show the Excel Rock, which makes him think I don't have Sucker Punch. And then I think I'm just gonna have to make the play and go for the Sucker Punch on the Laddie and just hope we KO. I mean, Latios, it's a really good chance to KO, dude. It's 97 to 115. It's an 87% chance. If he's got some bulk investment, like he could have some bulk investment, it definitely gives him a much better chance to live. That's the only thing. Does he Draco or what would he do here? I think he has to Psy Shock. Alright, well anyway. Lycanroc kills CAMERUPT with Excel Rock. Okay, so I guess the question is, does he go for the? I mean, Psy Shock doesn't even kill, I don't think. Psy Shock. The problem is I don't. Well, no. Yeah, I mean, I lost my Manectric earlier, so that was like the way I beat the other stuff. So, yeah, here comes the Eon. Okay. Psy Shock doesn't even KO. He has to Draco here. I think I go Florges. Oh, he did take damage. I didn't realize he took damage. What did he take damage from? I don't even remember. HP Water earlier. Oh, then I definitely think Sucker Punch kills then. Because he's at like 90%. I think I just Sucker Punch then. I'm gonna Sucker Punch. I think it kills. I mean, he's weakened. I'm pretty sure that he is Choice Scarf. He could have Memento. But I don't really feel like the other Pokemon are setup threats. So he's gonna switch out and scout out the Sucker Punch and go into Justice. which is fine by me. I'm okay with this because I have drill run. So he scouts it out, sees that I have it. I think at this point we just drill run. I don't know if he continues to play this game where he just switches back and forth, but if that's what he's gonna do, then that's what he's gonna do. Like, he might have to, but he's got to stall sucker punches, and that's a lot of sucker punches to stall. So now he knows I have sucker punch, which was my play anyway, so it's all good. I forgot that we had a little bit of chip damage on him. So I just have to drill run this thing. Salazzle dies to drill run. We hit it. That's really good. Okay, good. Lycanroc kills Cobalion with... Unless that laddie is like super duper bulky, we're in a really good spot. I do have concerns, I'm not gonna lie, because there is a chance that he can live a hit. But at this point, I think we should be okay. I mean, he's pretty weakened. He'd have to be like super duper bulky. So I feel pretty comfortable just sucker punching and going for the KO here. I do feel like we should be able to get this KO. Yes, good. Sweet stuff. Lycanroc with the sweep, dude. That's why Lycanroc is such a monster, dude. It's such a monster. And it's just such a huge threat. Like, we've only brought it a few times this season, but the times we have brought it, it's really put in some work, and it's just such a big threat, dude. It really is. Like, it might have fake out, this Salazzle, but at this point in the game, we are really good. Accelerock definitely kills this thing. We've already seen Life Orb, so Lycanroc looks like it's going to pick up 4 KOs here to wrap up Week 11. Nice job, Lycanroc. Kills Salazzle with Accelerock. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I've only brought Lycanroc a few times this season, but every time you bring it, it just puts in so much work. To give you guys an idea, we brought it to 5 games, and it legitimately has 11 KOs in 5 games. Like, that's insane. Kyurem Black, in comparison, has 15 kills in 10 games. So you can just see how powerful Lycanroc is as a cleaner. It's a really good Pokemon. I know I've seen a couple comments of people saying, like, I always bring the same team. aDrive, you always bring the same team. You have to remember, there's only 10 Pokemon on our teams. So, obviously, most games, my team is going to consist of Kyurem, Florges, Skarmory, and Gastrodon. Like, I understand that that's, like, pretty predictable, but it's my defensive core. Like, obviously, I didn't bring Skarmory this week, which actually, in some ways, made the game better for me, but also harder for me because I didn't have a really good Latios switch in. But it all worked out in the end. We were able to get Lycanroc in there, put in the work, and we're gonna pick up a nice win. I don't even know what the score was there. I think it was 3-0. CAMERUPT got a kill, Cobalion got a kill, Latios got a kill. Yeah, so I think it was a 3-0 win there. So GG's to Auto. We're gonna move to a nice 9-2, and our final 2 matches are against Wolf and the Milwaukee Bewares, and Joey and the Bronx Beartics. So arguably our 2 toughest matches are gonna be the 2 matches that we have to close out the season. So get excited for that. I'm gonna go like fully wake up now because, like I said, it's still really early for me. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button down below, subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.